Hey beauties, and welcome to my channel. I posted this look as a YouTube short and I got so many requests for the full tutorial. I'll be sharing my tips and tricks for achieving a flawless radiant look that's perfect for any bride or any special occasion, while I talk about why I chose to create a signature look. So if you're a bride-to-be, a makeup enthusiast, or a makeup artist, simply looking for some inspiration, or you need some help with your business, you've came to the right place. So sit back, relax, and let's get started on this beautiful journey together. Choosing to offer a signature makeup look has been so beneficial for my business. Once I decided to niche down and become a luxury bridal hair and makeup artist, I knew I also needed to have a signature look. This has helped me and been beneficial for several reasons. One, it's helped with my branding. Now, people can see my work and instantly recognize that it's mine. It helps me to attract new clients and build a loyal following. Another thing is consistency. I can't tell you the amount of times that I struggled in my artistry because I had to come up with a new look every time and it felt like it was a hit or miss. It also has helped with my expertise. Developing a signature look requires a deep understanding of color theory, facial features, and all types of makeup techniques. But by offering a signature look, I'm able to demonstrate my expertise and show potential clients that I'm skilled and a knowledgeable makeup artist and hairstylist. It's also time saving. Offering a signature look can also help me save so much time. I cannot say that enough. Save so much time, okay? Instead of spending a lot of time figuring out a new look, like I said earlier, I use my signature look and I just build on it. Now let's get into some makeup. I know you guys just saw me use some primer. I used the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. Well, actually, it's a cream. Actually, it's a balm that dries on the face as a powder. And I just emulsified it into her face. And we went into her foundation, which technically it's not a foundation. It's a 3-in-1 tinted skin moisturizer. And I loved it. This was my first time using it. I love how much it hydrated the skin and just created such a perfect, smooth application. I'm going to post it right here so you guys can see it again because I know it was like further behind. I'm using a MAC 170 brush to blend and push that product into her skin so that it seamlessly becomes one and cohesive, very smooth finish. I'm now going in with an Innovative flat brush and the Best Skin Forever Sephora concealer, and I love those concealers and they're very affordable. I'm just going in and I'm using a shade that's maybe one shade higher or lighter than her skin complexion just because I wanted to give the skin some uniformity first. And a lot of the times when creating my signature look, I go for a more, let's say, a look that makes the client look like themselves but elevated. So I don't really do bright under eyes unless the client requests it or if it's the look that I'm going for. So as you can see, it literally is a perfect match with her undertone that you can see in her chest area. When highlighting, you want to always place the products in areas where the sun naturally hits. Highlighting strobes and enhances the higher zones on the face. And when doing so, I like to do so in an oval shape. The oval face is the most well-balanced and the most attractive. I found that creating the oval shape on any facial shape or structure helps me to be able to create the perfect look every time. So I don't have to memorize, oh, their face is square or oh, their face is heart-shaped. If you're creating an oval shape on every face that you meet, I'm telling you, the look always comes out correctly or it comes out right because naturally the oval face is the most well-balanced and the most attractive to the eye. I'm going in with the Expert Edge foundation brush in 217 from Real Techniques, and I'm just blending out the highlight so that it seamlessly blends with the foundation. I'm doing my best to make sure that it's fully blended so that you don't see a line of demarcation from highlight to foundation. As you can see, I'm pushing the product into the face and I'm not swiping it. Pushing the product into the face helps it to melt better into the skin. Now, as I blend that out, let me tell you guys a story. I used to try to do every makeup look out there. So if you showed me a picture, I would try to recreate it. But I realized that whenever I did that, it was a hit or miss. Like I would, do the best at some makeup looks, and then others I would just struggle and it didn't come out, how I wanted it to. And that was one of the reasons when I niched down that I figured out it was time for me to create a signature look. So I just wanted to let you guys know that creating a signature look definitely is beneficial, as I was stating earlier. Now let's get into the contour. The key for me with my signature looks, because I use a highlight that's not too much of a difference from their foundation shade, I like to use a contour that's 2 to 3 shades deeper, just so that you can see the depth and dimension, and we are, emphasizing their facial structures. So I'm going in again with another shade of the Best Skin Ever concealer from Sephora, and I'm telling you, I really love this concealer, and I'm placing it down with my Aveda flat brush. Now, makeup artists, can you all agree with me when people bring in all these different makeup looks, sometimes it does get tough to recreate them? That is the reason why I had to create a signature look. So here I am blending down that concealer with the Morphe M579 brush. And I love this brush because it's literally in the shape of the same placement that I use basically when I'm putting the contour down on the face. So I am now blending it out with a beauty sponge. This one is from Real Techniques as well, And I just go back and forth between the brush and the sponge just to make sure that I'm blending out the product as much as possible. For a soft glam look, you want to make sure that you are blending for dear life. Blending. You don't want to see any lines of demarcation anywhere. You want it to be a smooth finish, very elevated, very luxury, because right now you can see you're seeing the lines and the demarcations everywhere. Now, makeup artists, let's talk about creating that signature look again. Because I have done so, I am now looked at as an expert in that field. So now I don't have to worry about clients that aren't for me coming to me, because all the clients that come to me, this is the look that they're searching for. So I don't have to worry about someone coming and wanting, like a heavily contoured look or chiseled and glitter everywhere, because they know that's not my signature. And when my brides come to me, they know that I'm going to give them that timeless, classic, smooth finish look that's giving red carpet, okay? That is another reason why creating a signature look will be best for your business and help your brand to scale and elevate. Now, getting back to that Morphe brush, do you see? It's like a flat top. So it literally contours exactly where you want that contour to sit. You see that line that it created for me? Now, let's talk about the difference between a line of demarcation and enhancing the structure. So I like to create that line with that brush, but then I'll blend it out just a bit, leave just a little bit of that line there, just so that it looks as if the jawbones are lifted. We love that lifted, sculpted look. Now, contouring the nose is not just placing 2 lines down your nose. No, it's about creating a structure that the client is looking for, whether they want to shrink their nose, whether they want to, make their nose a little bit wider, whatever the case may be. That's what contouring is for. So basically with contouring, we're enhancing the shadows so that we can subtly redefine the features of the nose, So I'm creating that now, and I blend it out with my beauty blender sponge. Well, it's not a beauty blender. It's a Real Techniques beauty sponge, and then I go back over it with a blending brush. This one is from Morphe. It's from a special collection. I got it years ago. It was the Angel Merino collection, I think it was, but I love that brush for blending out the nose contour. Now, as you guys watch me blend, I'm going to talk more about what every makeup artist wants to talk about: income. Offering a signature look has increased my income in several ways. So now I have increased demand. So because I created a signature look, it's a unique and desirable look that generates buzz, and it increased my demand for my services. So guess what? More clients were seeking me out just for this look, and of course, led to more income. I was able to raise my rates because now I know that these people are looking for a specific style and technique. They're willing to pay more for a makeup artist who's an expert in this look. Not only that, consistently delivering great results every time meant a loyal client base, meant repeat clients, and they provided a steady stream of income for me, especially for bridal and special event makeup. Now let's get to brows. I found a gem, and Sephora has this amazing retractable brow pencil I love. Like, I am totally in love with it, and I bought it like just trying it out during a sale. I love how ultra fine the tip is, so it creates like hair-like strokes with definition, but it's also waterproof, so it's perfect for brides. Now I am just making sure the under eye area is smooth, and I am setting it with a black opal powder. Now for a smooth matte finish, that black opal powder, okay, that girl, she's going to get you together, okay? And I'm using it with a triangular puff. I've realized that setting with this puff just gives us like a smooth velvet matte fit, like whatever the fit, just smooth, baby, just smooth. So I'm going in all her highlighted areas and just setting it with that powder. Now, the reason we want to set the skin is because we want to minimize their appearance of oil. Do you see how smooth also it looks? The setting powder, a really good one, it gives you a really smooth look, and it also helps your makeup last longer. So right now, I'm going in with her contour shade, but I'm using a powder. I think I'm using the Ruby Kisses palette. Now that's just a beauty supply store brand. I think I used that. I want to say I did for her contour area, so that we could set that as well. You want to make sure you're setting every area of the face so nothing budges, nothing moves, and everything is just smooth and set. I'm using the MAC 129 brush to set the contour and go throughout the face and just place the powder wherever I need it to be. This right here is the epitome of my signature look. You see how elevated her face looks? It looks like, is she wearing makeup? Is she not wearing makeup? It's so smooth, it's so soft, it's so beautiful. This is what my clients and those who are reaching out to me, this is what they're looking for. They don't want to have a look that doesn't look like them. They just want more so of a luxury, elevated, finished look. So I'm back at her brows, and do you see, like, I had to zoom in. Like, that pencil is everything. Y'all go to Sephora. The spring sale is coming up. Get on it. So here is where I am starting on the eye. And I'm back to using the Morphe Angel Merino brush collection. And I'm just going to go in and do a soft cut crease look. But it's going to be very soft and giving very much bridal. So you guys just watch how I do that. While you guys watch the makeup artist, I also want to get to the point of talking about referrals. Now, one of the best things that's happened to me since choosing a signature look is referrals. Satisfied clients who love my look refer their friends and family. Like, I used to get referrals before, but now that I have like this timeless red carpet-esque look that I, deliver every time I meet a client, they are now marketing for me, and it leads to new business and increased income. Word of mouth, you guys, I can't express how important it is. So yeah, social media is important in promoting and marketing, but that word of mouth, baby, from the, client themselves, from the guests themselves, it's a testimonial that is priceless, and it definitely helps with your income. It helps with putting more butts in your seat, okay? Now, let's get back to the eye look. Now, with the eyes, I chose a base shade that's in the auburn, burgundy-ish, cardinal-ish family. And I chose that to be the base shade, and it's going to be the transition shade that blends seamlessly into a deeper shade that I use for her eye contour. And the reason why I do that is because I want to have a seamless blend, like a transition, as I stated earlier, not just shadows placed on the eye. I find for deeper skin tones that this color family, as far as like auburns, burgundies, like a deeper orange, they all serve as good transition colors. Now to her lid shade, I've chose like this champagne pink color, and I'm using a MAC brush, but I cannot for the life of you tell you what it is. The number is completely gone off of it, so I'm not too sure, but an eyeshadow flat brush is perfect for creating this. She has the perfect lid space, so I didn't have to do too much to create her soft cut crease. It's so pretty. It literally was effortless. I cannot speak today. And honestly, I can't ever speak when I'm doing these YouTube videos. This is pretty hard, okay? But I'm doing this. I'm doing it. I'm doing it scared. I'm doing it. So this is another MAC blending brush, but same. I don't know what the number is. I have got to get better with this. But once I find tools that I love, as long as they last, I'm keeping them. So I'll get better at this the more videos I post for you guys. Now, a key tip I like to tell a lot of fellow makeup artists is do not be afraid to use your hands. Your fingers are perfect for melting product into the skin, and it really does the job of blending. So sometimes I'll clean up some product placement with my fingers. To add some depth and drama to her lash line, instead of using black because I wanted to keep it soft, I used more of like a brown shade, and I used a pencil brush to apply it. I didn't apply it to the first 1/3 of the eye. I only applied it to the second 2/3, if I'm saying that correctly, I hope. But I'm using a Real Technique brush to do that. What brush is that? 1 second. Now that brush is the Real Techniques 425 lip smudge brush, actually. And it's basically shaped like a pencil brush. So you can use it to smudge lip liners, but I used it on the eye. And I love the way it gave like that depth to the eye, a little bit of smoke. Now, highlighter is my fave. Like, I could be a highlighter. Like, that's how much I love when it's time for that step when it comes to the makeup application. I just love it. It just brings so much radiance to the skin. And normally I use like a glow oil or a glow moisturizer at the beginning, but for this look I decided not to use it. I only used the blurring powder, so I went in with the highlighter powder, and continuing to do that now. And if you guys have noticed, I have my client holding the fan as I work. I found that when you let a lot of the products dry down before moving on to the next step, it makes like the product just works better, as opposed to putting everything down on the face wet and then immediately moving on to the next step. So having her hold the fan there, it gives time for the product to dry as I'm moving around and doing what I need to do. So by the time I come back to her face, you know, the last product has dried down. One of my all-time favorite highlighter powders is the Artist Couture and Jackie Aina collab, and they don't make it anymore, but oh my god, like I've had it since it came out and it's been doing this job. Like, it's not done yet. And I think for her I used the La Peach. Like, if I could ever find another highlighter like it, I would literally buy like 10, because I should have bought 10 when this came out, but I didn't, and now it's discontinued. But I'm sure there's others that are just as good as this. I just haven't tried it yet. So this year what I'm doing is I'm going to just be trying a lot of different new products, especially since I'm making YouTube videos now. So I'm going through in all the areas that I know that the sun is going to hit, and I'm just using that highlighter powder in those areas, but then also blending it out. The reason why I'm blending it out after I place them is because I don't want it to look like she just have like a strobe of like highlighter glitter powder on her face anywhere. So I blended it out with the Smith Cosmetics 130 brush, and that's what you're seeing here. I'm also taking that brush to just go through and just, you know, mattify the face in places that need to be mattified, because I don't want anything moving, cracking, breaking. Just want the face to just look smooth and set. Now, if you've noticed, she has a bit of discoloration on her lip, and she had an accident, so I'm going to have to cover that up just to make sure that you can't see it through her lip color that I'm going to be using. So a lot of people like to use color concealers for this portion, but I am a big fan of cream foundations. If you use a cream foundation that has a good amount of full coverage, you won't have to worry about like using a color concealer to cover that. So for instance, a lot of people, if they have a bruise that's like a purple color, they'll use like a yellow corrector, or if the bruise is blue, then they'll use like an orange. But to keep it simple, use a cream foundation. So I'm using a black opal cream foundation, and I'm just going over top of her lip with a I keep saying beauty blender, but it's actually a Real Technique sponge, because beauty blender is an actual sponge, like that's the name of it. So let me get that right. It's a Real Technique sponge, and I'm just using it to cover that up. And you see how quick that happened? That happened pretty quick. I like to use lip liner to designate the area in which I'll be applying lipstick. It also, adds depth to the lip so that the color doesn't come out flat. I like to create that structure first. I'm using an NYX lip pencil here. And a lot of the times you can use lip liner to help the lipstick last longer. If you shade it throughout the entire lip before you put the lipstick on top, it helps the lipstick to adhere to the lips better. Now, don't say I never shared anything with you. So I'm going in with the Milani Lip Plumper Lip Gloss. Let me get the correct name to you guys. Hold on 1 second. It was a plumping lip lacquer in the shade Little Secret. And look how it just brought that lip color all together. It's so pretty. I love it. I love. So now, we're just getting into the glitz and the glam and touching her up and doing the finishing touches. And I did some clip-ins on her. These are my raw Indian hair clip-ins, and they blend so seamlessly with her hair. They look gorgeous. Okay, gorgeous. So for my brides, most of the time they book me for both hair and makeup. It's just a cohesive look. You get timeless red carpet-esque makeup, and you just get timeless red carpet-esque hair. Why not just get it all done in one place? And that's another reason, fellow makeup artists, and if you're a hairstylist here just watching, that is why you create signature looks. And that is why I'm in demand. That's why brides want to come to me. Like, just look how pretty she looks. Like, she's going to look at her pictures 10 years, 20 years from now, and she's not going to look at the look like, oh my God, I should have not wore that blue eyeshadow with red lipstick and green under eye. You know what I mean? Those colors you can make look really pretty too, but it's something about a red carpet timeless look that just tickles my fancy every time, and it just looks so soft and so pretty. Now let's vibe out while I touch up her hair. Since you've been watching and we've been talking about signature looks, if you are a fellow makeup artist, what are some things that you can think of that you do now that you can make a signature look or a signature service that you become highly sought out for? Write that down. Put it in the comments. I want to know. I love to hear what people think, will help change their lives, because choosing a signature look clearly, like not clearly because you might not be able to see it, but literally for me, it has changed my life. Like, literally changed my life. Look at this look. This is why I am booked. This is why the people come to me. Now, if you are not, a full-time makeup artist and you're just a makeup enthusiast and you love this makeup look, what part of this look do you like? Drop it in the comments below as well. I love to hear what people like. And if you guys have any recommendations of products I could be using or just tips and tricks, I love to hear that too. I'm all for learning. And if you didn't notice, I want to just touch on this. In between some of the videos, you could tell that I needed to do a bit more blending. So I did go back in and I blended her face a little bit more. And now the look just looks so cohesive and so blended, so pretty, so soft. I cannot wait to see her walk down the aisle. And here we have the final look, and I'm going to call this one angelic because it's just so breathtaking. Thank you guys for tuning into my tutorial. I hope you guys learned a lot. Fellow makeup artists, we talked about creating a signature look and how it can help your business. I hope that this helped you.